Hi, pretty girl. You're not afraid, are you? Hi, pretty girl. The cows are saying good morning, part-time weekend rancher. This is a better view. It's a little after 7, maybe 8 o'clock, 7:30 or so. Here come the cows that we got last night. Nice little herd. There should be 22 of them. We got some pretty black Angus. There's some black Angus with white face. There's some Charolais, which are the white ones, and then you have the red ones, which are either red Angus or part Hereford as well. So pretty little cows, anywhere between 350 to 450 pounds. So we're gonna give them some sweet feed this morning. See if they can start getting used to us. Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am.
Stay here. Just stay here. Put your hands down. So we're going to try and get them used to us being around them by giving them sweet feed. It's like candy, so there's a standoff right now. All right, it took them a little bit, but they are eating out of the troughs. So that's a good sign. That's what we need. We want them to recognize that when we drive up in the gator and we shake the bag and put the food in the trough, they will come, because this will make it a lot easier for us to move them from corral to corral. We have one slower cow. We're gonna watch her. And we have a couple noisy cows. So it looks like the cows are drinking water. That's good.
Yeah, I read that so when you get cattle, you don't know where they're coming from, and they may not have water troughs. They might just be drinking out of a stream, which they don't have access to a stream here. So if we have a water trough, and what they suggested was not to fill it the entire way. So there's that little white ball that we cleaned, leave it halfway down, so that way cows can smell the water, stick their head in, and figure out slowly that there's water in there, and they have to learn how to push that floaty thingy down to get to the water. So right now it's half full, and they're figuring it out, and as long as one figures out, then the rest of them will figure it out. So they also suggested getting a 5-gallon Pella bucket and just filling it with water and putting it next to the trough, so they can associate the water with the trough until they figure things out. But I don't think we're having that problem this morning. I think they figured it out.
Yeah. There's one in there, that Angus Charolais mix in there. It's kind of brutish this morning. Guess they're trying to establish their pecking order based on size and weight and who's more dominant. So we'll just watch them the rest of this week and see how they're doing, a little closer than usual. And they're testing the boundaries, so they keep going back and forth around the whole perimeter of this particular paddock, because they're trying to figure out where their boundaries are. This is the smallest of our paddocks. We did that on purpose. One, so that we can see them easily, right? They're in a smaller confined area. Two, they can get used to the lay of the area, and then when we feel more comfortable with them and they're doing better and they're looking like they're acting less scared from being in a new place and they're more used to it, then we'll move them over to the big paddock for a couple weeks. But you'll see they're all over the place. You can see they're just going back and forth, corner to corner, trying to figure out where their boundaries are. So
We were getting ready to head over to go help Jennifer's parents split wood, and I noticed that there is a cow in our holding pen. Joshua, don't run. There's a cow in our holding pen. You can see him. I don't know how he got in there, so we got to go let him out and then figure out to help prevent any other cows going in there. But I guess he's eager to get vaccinated and test everything out. There he is. Looks a little sad. I'll figure out, I'll let him out, but I don't know how he got in there. Let me climb over. Oh. This is Buddy's saying, break him out, break him out. So, how'd you get in there? How'd you get in there, man? All right, let's see if we can let her out. I see you. I see you. All right. So I think this is what happens. We have a bungee cord because the idea is when they're in here, they push back and it's not going to push the gate open, but I think she pushed it and squeezed her way in there. So we'll just put a chain around it and make sure they can't squeeze in. So no big deal. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning and cows look like they're doing okay. They're out, probably I think behind me, eating, grazing. So I'm gonna go check the water trough this morning, see how they're doing. It's we have a couple of more days before we gotta head out and make it back to Northern Virginia. And yes, good morning to you too. So I'm gonna just go check on them early this morning. We're gonna go try to go punch some posts. We got some rain last night. I think it was forecasted to get like a ½ an inch, but I think we probably got a little less. So we'll see how wet it is and try to get that done, and then maybe start building some board fence. So we'll see what today brings, and then right before we leave Friday or Saturday, we'll vaccinate the cows and go through that process.
We're out here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, and it rained last night, but we're going to persevere and continue on. We've got I believe 10 posts here. We're gonna go ahead and punch this morning. It's a bit muddy, so I'm gonna watch, you know, be careful. I'm gonna be on the upside of the hill with the skid steer, and we'll yeah, we'll see how this goes this morning.
We punched the last set of posts, and if you notice, they are way taller than the rest of them. We probably got 2 feet in versus the 3.5 to 4 feet that we're trying to get in. See all the flags lined up? Those are the ones that are wiggly. We're gonna have to go get 3 to 4 bags of concrete because we either hit bedrock or a massive rock formation. But as you can tell, these are just wiggly, so they didn't go in very well, and Jen was pushing them in and hammering them in with the skid steer and the hammer, and they just were not going in. You could actually see the weight bounce back. So that's a part of building fence right here. We were hoping that it wouldn't be this bad, but it was. So now we'll have to just manually concrete them in and make sure that they're set right. But I think we were able to get 1 or 2 of these 10 or 11 in pretty deep. I think there's one, and then that's definitely one there. You can see the height difference. Oh well. I think in one of the episodes I showed, or talked about at least, so this is an old walk-in cellar, and it used to be covered with everything that's over there right now. I used the excavator, the thumb, and just picked it up and pinched all that stuff up, and this is how it's supposed to look. So you could tell, looks like it was lined with concrete or something right there. Yeah. And they put a bunch of rocks. This is pretty old. This is probably early 1900s, if not late 1800s. And they used to walk in here and probably store their eggs and milk and things of that nature to keep it cold. You can actually see in there a little bit. It goes in a ways. So That was the back end, and there's a stream or a spring coming out, which is what kept it cool. This was probably completely enclosed over at some point, and you would come in here and walk in. But we'll clean it up as best as we could. Probably build fence around it, around the perimeter, because our line's right there, and then that way we'll just keep animals and other things from coming in here and falling in and or contaminating it. But pretty cool, huh?
We have a tobacco barn. There's 2 of them left on the property. This one we had to take down a couple years ago because it was getting ready to fall down. And so it didn't come down all the way, and the cows last year used it as a shelter, and we don't want the cows to do that this year. So we're gonna tear it down and try and get rid of it before we put them in this pasture.
We pulled all the tin off the roof of this old tobacco barn that fell in. The wood smells really, really good. It smells like, I don't know, like a pack of cigarettes or some chew. But it's also stained, as you can tell, from the tobacco, from years and years of them drying tobacco in it. And it breaks Jennifer's and I heart doing this to a structure like this, but it was unsafe. It was already leaning and it fell over, and we just knocked it over. And we're gonna put cows in here, and we're afraid they're gonna come in here and either get tetanus or hurt themselves while they're in there. So we're gonna try to clean this up tomorrow and finish it up. But this is the middle of our process right now, our progress. We took the metal off. We'll go take it to the scrap yard, and then we'll probably clean this up, put all this in the back of the trailer and take it to the burn pile. There are a lot of nails, so we'll probably have the kids come out here and try to metal detect with the nails and pick them up, so that way animals, humans, and trucks don't get them stuck in their tires or their hoofs or their feet. So really nice beams, yeah, really nice beams. But this is where we are. I think it's 5:30 or so. The sun's about to set behind the hill, and I think we're gonna call it a night. Maybe go give the cows some sweet feed, get the truck and the trailer hooked up, because I need to take it to get inspected tomorrow, and then do a couple of other things. But this is where we are right now.